Yeah, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Okay, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Mokakadosh. Okay, it's a little bit cold, but in the winter it's always cold while camp, so it's really nothing too special. People talk about all kind of things in life. Actually, you can get used to the most cool stuff out there. Actually, so let's try this one time again, like always. Yeah, and one day I can actually do it. Who knows, right? Yeah. But still not the perfect sound, of course. But it's actually, maybe you heard it, it's a little bit louder than last time. That's actually not bad. But still, it's not something you would consider the right trumpet sound. Yeah. So we will read in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 8. Yeah, maybe I will get me some handshoe. I always forget that. At that time, said the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves. And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the host of heaven, whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and whom they have and after whom they have worked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered nor be buried, they shall be for dung upon the face of the earth. And that shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, said the Lord of hosts. Moreover, thou shalt say unto them, thus said the Lord, shall they fall and not arise, shall he turn away and not return. Yeah, actually it's winter, of course it's cold. It's actually a little bit colder than I expected. Yeah, German weather. Moreover, thou shalt say unto them, thus said the Lord, shall they fall and not arise, shall he turn away and not return. Why then is this people of Jerusalem slidden back by a perpetual backsliding? They hold fast deceit, they refuse to return. I hearkened on and heard, but they spake not aright. No man repented from him of his wickedness, saying, what have I done? Every one turned to his course as the horse rusheth into the battle. Yeah, just like today, man. Okay, 2/3 of Israel, they don't want to hear the truth. They don't need it, and they don't see it for what it is. Because if you see the truth for what it is, then it's actually only something. Only your nationality coming back to your nationality, okay? Coming back to what you really are. Why would you pretend all your life being somebody else than you actually are? Okay? Like Israel will be in its righteous position again, okay? And you will go where you belong, basically. Okay. I heard and heard, but he spake not aright, and now he repented of his wickedness. Him of his wickedness, saying, What have I done? Everyone turneth to his course, as the horse rusheth into the battle. Yet the stork in the heaven knoweth her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming. But my people know not the judgment of the Lord. How do ye say, We are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. The wise men are ashamed; they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the word of the Lord, and what wisdom is in them? Therefore will I give their wives unto others, and their fields to them that shall inherit them. For everyone, from the least even to the greatest, is given to covetousness. From the prophet even to the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. Yeah, you have that by law. There's a law on, just for the sake of training. If you die, if I have a wife and my woman dies, in biblical times at least, then my brother, if I have one, should give children to that woman, okay, so she can have children if she wants. Like, for example, I don't remember that it says that it's she has to want it. Maybe I think so, but I'm not sure. Maybe you can correct me on that if you can. But as far as I know, if she wants, then she can have children from you if you are your brother. You are his brother, right? Then the other thing is she's free. She's free. She is free as a widow, okay, she's allowed to marry again, right? As far as I know, but yeah. But I don't remember where we can read those things. Maybe that's a good topic for a video. But if she decides, maybe, I believe, right, if I remember right, not 100% sure, but I think if she decides to not marry, of course, then she doesn't have to marry again. Okay, she can stay single. I know for myself, for example, I could stay single, but is it really possible? Is it always possible to yeah, maybe you want it even, but you can't. Who knows? Okay, but it's of course not easy. Not easy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the wives unto others, and their fields to them that shall inherit them. Yeah, for example, if war breaks out in the Philippines, then guess what? Those men who left in the Philippines, okay, they will have those women where the men were died. Then the man died, where the man died, man. Okay. So of course a lot of women will be left. Like, of course, can be that the city is invaded or the country is invaded, and then you have not a lot women also left, right? But yeah. Like in the Bible, you read something sometimes about killing everybody, then you read sometimes killing only the men, okay? Killing only the men and the woman who had already a man. Like, for example, it's not so easy because, for example, if you can't ask all the women, you had a man already, maybe she lies to you just to stay alive. So who knows how we did that or how it was done, I mean, yeah. But for they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore shall they fall among them that fall. In the time of their visitation they shall be cast down, said the Lord. I will surely consume them, said the Lord. There shall be no grapes of the vine on the vine, nor figs on the fig tree, and the leaf shall fade, and the things that I have given them shall pass away off from them. Why do we sit still? Assemble yourselves, and let us enter into the defenced cities, and let us be silent there, for the Lord our God hath put us to silence and given us water of gold to drink, because we have sinned against the Lord. We looked for peace, but no good gain, and for a time of health, and behold, trouble. The snorting of his horses was heard from Dan. The whole land trembled at the sound of the naging of his strong ones, for they are come and have devoured the land and all that is in it, in the city, and those that dwell therein. For behold, I will send serpents, cockatrices among you, which will not be charmed, and they shall bite you, said the Lord. When I would comfort myself against sorrow, my heart is faint in me. Behold, the voice of the cry of the daughter of my people, because of them that dwell in a far country. Is not the Lord in Zion? Is not her king in her? Why have they provoked me to anger with their graven images and with strange vanities? Yeah, I just saw one today. Also, this fresh air is nothing too bad, right? Gives you a different perspective sometimes. But what do I mean? Today I saw visiting Hong Kong on YouTube. I just checked out a traveling a YouTuber who travels to different countries. Okay, and he went to Hong Kong. And you think it's not just because you don't see it, it's not happening anymore, right? That people bow down to dead statues or dead graven images, right? You had that one, Slack, yeah. You had that one, and they traveled into a restaurant. It wasn't a restaurant, but there was a certain kind of building where the religious people went into. Of course, they were poor people, and these poor people, not everybody was poor. You had also people with more money in that building, but they went there and they prayed to a certain, which was in the corner of the building. Okay, there was a graven image, if you will. Okay, and they have a certain name for it, but mostly it's linked to the religion of Taoism. Okay, Taoism, they call it. Right, it's 14%. Okay, of the Chinese that stick to this religion. Right, then you had others who are Buddhists, which is a little bit more, and then you have 50 the other, and then you have another one, the West, okay, which is the least, and then you have 50% really having no religion. Okay, is what they showed. I don't have the proof, but it sounds at least plausible, I would say. right? Yeah, but is it really common there to be a Christian? Not really. Are there Christians? I'm not sure, okay, but I believe you're not allowed to preach the Bible on the street. I'm not sure. Is it in Hong Kong the same? I don't know. Because Hong Kong is not directly, it is China, okay, this Chinese government, but it's a little bit, it goes back into, if you go into history, it has to do with Great Britain and with England, okay, in general. They have a long history of fighting each other, and what happened is London, did I say London? I mean England was trying to get that island. Okay, and what they did was they they um, they illegally, okay, brought opium, to the second door, if you will, to to certain methods illegally into China, into Moab. Okay, and eventually they had influence. Eventually they made it where the island was a big trading point. So that's why Hong Kong is so super you have everywhere in Hong Kong there's a skyscraper, right? And why is that? Because basically it's a mix of England and China, okay, the island Hong Kong, okay, really interesting. If you never went into that, really interesting. But it shows that that Esau really, he came from everywhere, okay, even trying to invade China, but China was not interested in the inventions of England, okay. That goes back into the history of the first trades, okay. Like they brought different things to China, and Moab said, "I'm not interested," okay, or the Kaiser, so called, okay. So they had to find a way to basically because China is always fighting back. Ancient China was a really strong nation, just like they are today. Yeah, so they had to find another technique, and this is what happened. So eventually they made it where they had successful, basically overcome the island, which is Hong Kong. Okay, almost. Like I said, it has to do with opium and different other things. Also, not only that, but different other things. Anyway, man. Okay. Like they had that not deity, that graven image. Okay, graven image of that thing, and they started to pray to that thing, which can't see, can't smell, can't hear, can't can't look with its eyes. It's not even an animal. Even an animal can hear and see, right? Even an animal. But that thing, however they call it, I don't remember, couldn't even do that. That's why I understand the scriptures when it says, when it is against those things very heavily, because really, okay, you rather pray to like something which is a thing, okay, than to go into science. Tell you, some people in Germany even, and in other countries, they found to the scriptures to science, right? I myself, I was thinking like, why eating crap bullshit when the scripture gives you a scientific reason to not eat those animals, okay? Like it has science to it, okay? Behold, the voice of the cry of the daughter of my people, because of them that dwell in a far country. Is not the Lord in Zion? Is not her king in her? Why have they provoked me to anger with their graven images and with strange vanities? Yeah, and by the way, we are also not used to this Germany, man. Okay, we are used to live in Israel, not in this country, man. The harvest is past, the summer has ended, and we are not saved. For the hurt of the daughter of my people am I hurt, I am black, astonished, had taken hold on me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is not the health of the daughter of my people recovered? Oh, that my head were waters, and mine eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them, for they be all adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men, and they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth. You see, that is the real reason. Okay, so the truth on the earth, why you need a stupid graven image? Okay, even an animal is more alive than that, right? But you have all kind of stuff, man. You have that today behind closed doors. They do that. They have Baal, or what they call it today, still. Okay, but do you think they do that in the open? Yeah, sometimes they actually do that. Okay, they try to Baal in the open. Then they do their human sacrifices in the open. Put it up here. You know? So of course they do that also in the open today, but not that they do this in your city, like it's not they show that on TV or something, right? Sometimes you have people filming that, but they make sure to be in a safe place, They have their little guards everywhere. Guards. Okay. Satanists. Yeah, but today they come in a way so you can understand it's them. Okay, I see a lot of people with satanic clothing even nowadays. Okay, a lot of people they just don't give a shit anymore. Okay, and why is that? Because you see that our the people who rule over us, man, they have to be Satanists, man. No way they can't do what they do without being Satanists. So really, the Satanists, the peon Satanists in your daily life, okay, in your day in, day out daily life, okay, they don't need to hide anymore. Everybody knows that we are ruled by Satanists already, man. Okay, there's they're a little bit disturbing that they come out, okay, after that after that P. Diddy and Jeffrey and whatever, okay, like like it wasn't known before that, okay, or there was nothing happening before that. You don't even know if Jeffrey Epstein now lives his best life, even better than before. You don't even know that. Okay? Maybe he needed or wanted to to do it in the open first, so he can be so-called judged, okay, according to this world, okay, and then hide forever. Maybe he's one of those who is already in the bunker, right? Like many others. Okay, you have people that actually freeze themselves, that believe if they freeze their body, they can come back. You have people trying that out. You have people for everything, trust me. You have people for everything. Especially in 2026, people get crazy. Okay? While you have, I don't know, man. Okay? But you have also a lot of technology development, man, which is really a lot of AI also, and it gets day by day it gets a little bit day by day it gets so much that you like some make AI even their god, man, tell you. Okay, they believe AI is some deity, right? Some magical mystery god, when AI is just information technology basically. Okay, but of course I saw something recently where AI, okay, it built an acceleration machine and rocket, like a what is it called? It was a motor, an acceleration motor. I don't know for what it was, but yeah, and it's perfect technology in a time where a team of scientists, it would take them like 10 times more weeks or more months or years, okay, for the same thing, but it's not even the same thing, okay. It had so much mathematical calculation going on, that AI, that it created a thing that the scientists, they wouldn't even figure it out, what the machine perfectly that the perfect machine came out, right? And guess what? The AI even made that machine itself, okay, with robot hands and stuff like that, then the calculation 3D model, okay. That is crazy, man. And then the outcome, I don't know where maybe I have that video still on my TikTok. Was it even TikTok? I'm not sure. But the outcome, super extreme. What is it called? Advanced, man. Okay. Treacherous men, and they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth. Khan, for they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, said the Lord. Yeah, like for example, just like the evil elites, which I went in the word elites today, and basically elite means super good in quality, okay. Yeah, maybe you are even a good quality if you eat just stuff what rich people eat all day. You can afford basically eating all kind of stuff which people can't even afford to eat it. Maybe you will be healthy then, but guess what? To some extent, because guess what they do? Most of them, I believe, even they eat shit like crab and lobster and all that shit. Okay, because they have the money, they don't care about the Bible or the laws. So of course, a lot of them, they aren't healthy. Guess what? Okay, if you eat shit like that, then you're not elite. You are actually a peon, man. Worse than a peon. Okay, because you have the money to to do good stuff, but what you do is you eat basically trash. Okay. Yeah. So from one evil to another, this is what the evil elites basically doing. The Amalekite elites. Okay. They're the elites of Amalekite, if you will. Okay. Amalek. Okay. Take heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. And they will deceive every one his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. They have darkened their tongue to speak lies, and weary themselves to commit iniquity. Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. To deceit they refuse to know me, said the Lord. Therefore thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I will melt them and try them, for how shall I do for the daughter of my people? Their tongue is as an arrow shot out, it speaketh deceit. One speaketh peaceably to his neighbor with his mouth, but in heart he layeth his wait. Yeah, I watched a good movie recently, Batman, really good movie. The special thing about Batman is that he's a superhero like all the other heroes, but he fights just like us right now with human strength. And what is our human strength? Being creatures of the Bible, being fishers, right? So I believe that it makes Batman a different hero. Okay, where yeah. You can argue some of that stuff what he does is really, even if you are a stunt, there are schools which teach you how to be a stuntman. You can learn stunts. You can go to courses on how to do stunts. There are different things that can lead you to being a stuntman, and what you call yourself then is a stuntman. And guess what? You write different acting schools, actor schools actually, and different companies. You write them and tell them you are a stuntman, right, or a stuntwoman, and they give you jobs where you have to make certain stunts, right? And some of that stuff, what Batman does, man, you would say, okay, that is maybe not so possible for even somebody who has certain stunts already learned. Okay, I would say. Some of that stuff, yeah. And how can he fight 5 men that most likely also trained to fight? How can he be so good against? How is it that somebody even is shooting Batman, okay, and the suit of him blocks the bullet? Why doesn't he just shoot him in his face? Because there's no suit around his mouth or in his face, and even the mask is not as thick or protecting. Okay, that people cannot shoot his face. Okay, so why people? It's of course just a movie, right? That's what I told you about movies. Be careful, because too much movie truth, if you will, movie truth is like babbling. Okay, there's always too much words. Too much, which might be not the case at all. Okay. Like, look at these hero movies. We know that the 144,000 are not women. Okay, so why does these superhero movies give you, even if it's funny to watch it when it comes to spiritual power, okay, funnier than Enemy, I would say. I have my problems with Enemy. I don't, there's a certain anime from my childhood that I'm just curious, or I just check it out sometimes on YouTube if there are new fights or something, because it's my childhood anime. But in general, watching animes, I stopped doing that because it's, I don't know, there's something wrong about it. Something not, I don't know. I'm just not sure what it exactly is, and sometimes it even hurts my eyes, those animations, and the colors are extreme with the movement in general. Yes, there was one anime even, I liked it very much. It was about a man who had a monster pet, and then they were walking in the village with this monster pet, and really good anime, but the colors and the movements, they were so strange for my eyes. I don't know why, what happened with my eyes, but I believe 2 or 3 years back it started. And yeah, anyway, a lot of animes are not what they used to were back in the days, but like I said, that one childhood anime, and there are other good animes, but I stopped. Yeah, like Dragon Ball Z was also funny. We watched that in the first, I don't know, but back in the elementary school, we watched it already. Also a good anime, a lot of fun came with that. Certain games, okay, certain things, okay. But I don't know. I rather play games like Planet Zoo or other games, okay, than to watch animes. Okay, I'm not even into watching movies. I tell you, okay, I'm not even so much into watching movies. Yeah. So, to be honest, my person, I need gaming a little bit, but does it cost you time? Yes, and I don't have the time, to be honest. Okay, so that's why I even stopped gaming. Okay, yeah. But I think there are a lot of games with potential where you can be creative, um, but they suck even more on your time than movies, man. Tell you. So the best way is just watching movies, oftentimes, or series. But when it comes to series, then the problem is you have to watch. It also sucks on your time. So the best thing is really movies, because it doesn't suck on your time that much. It gives you a short story, and it gives you a long story in a short time span. Okay, like that Batman stuff is, I believe, 2 hours movie. You can get a lot of story out of 2 hours, man, if it's good filmed, right? So movie is really the best. Okay, movie is really the best. That's why brothers say, I believe, it's the Lord's movie. Why? Because movie, imagine there are 2 verses in the scriptures that say that for us it's 1,000 years, right? But for Yahweh Hashem Rashai it's maybe just, what not maybe, it is just one day. Okay? So what do you know about time? Exactly nothing. Even those super elites have physical things, science going on sometimes, which is not available for the public. Okay, but time is a triggering thing, right? They are also bound by time. You see, that's why they know that the yeah the midnight comes, right? Or the day of the Lord comes. They don't know when it is. So everybody is under a big circumstance which is called time. Okay. So a movie is really best because it doesn't suck out of all your time. Okay, like a game or a series, because a series you have to watch a little bit more, so you don't forget all the parts, and and it has a lot of parts. That's the first thing. Okay, and yeah. Okay, a movie can give you the whole history of Nazi Germany, compromised in 3 hours or 2 hours. Okay, every technical detail, the background knowledge, the most important persons, a little insight. Okay, a good picture of those people or what they did. A good picture of maybe the concentration camps. right, and how they will build. Okay, and then you have other movies for the exact measure of the KZ of that and that country. You know, you have some in Poland, some here in Germany. Okay, some other where. Okay, and who wants to know all that? Okay, so really a movie is a good way to show you, to give you a good and long story in one package, right? Okay, like you have 3 cars, but you have one favorite car, for example, right? You have 5 cars, but you have one favorite car. So really, you just need one car if we go by what you need. Okay, you can't drive 5 cars at the same time. Okay, you see, so that's really why you possibly only need one car to survive, right? And a movie is that. A movie is information, much information in one story, and one good film. And guess what? The budget. They have a lot of budget in just one movie. Look how much budget they put in one movie. That's heavy, man. Okay, that's heavy. That's crazy. Millions upon millions just for one 10 seconds movie scene. Okay? Take ye heed everyone of his neighbor and trust ye not. Okay? Verse 5, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. Yeah, just like in today's world, everyone deceives his neighbor, okay, if possible. They have dogged their tongue to speak lies and worry themselves to commit iniquity. Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit they refuse to know me, said the Lord. Through this deceit. Therefore thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I will melt them and try them, for how shall I do for the daughter of my people? Their tongue is as an arrow shot out, it speaketh deceit. One speaketh peaceably to his neighbor with his mouth, but in heart he layeth his weight. Shall I not visit them for these things, said the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? Hypocritical nation, exactly. Said it often in the scriptures. Hypocritical nation. Shall I not visit them in these things? Shall I not desire vengeance? For the mountains will I take up a weeping and wailing, and for the habitations of the wilderness a lamentation, because they are burned so that none can pass through them, neither can man hear the voice of the cattle. Both the fowl of the heavens and the beasts are fled, they are gone, and I will make Jerusalem heaps, and a den of dragons, and I will make the cities of Judah desolate without inhabitant. Who is the wise man that may understand this, and who is he to whom the mouth of the Lord had spoken, that he may declare it? For what the land perished and is burned up like a wilderness that none passed through. And the Lord said, because they have forsaken my law, which I set before them, and have not obeyed my voice, neither walked therein. Yeah, this is the main reason. But have worked after the imagination of their own heart, and after Baalim, which their fathers taught them. Therefore, thus said the Lord of hosts. Yeah, just like women nowadays, or oftentimes, okay, a lot of women out there are not naturally not wicked, okay, but their mother makes them wicked. It's teaching them wickedness, basically. Okay. Okay. Which their fathers taught them. Therefore thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink. Okay? I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. I will send a sword after them till I have consumed them, man. So we stopped at chapter 9. Verse 16, man. Chapter 9, verse 16. But with that, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadosh. Okay. and Shalom.